To all those people watching, I'd like to remind everyone that this video is not made for kids. It's for older fans and adults. Enjoy the fucking video! Henry and Gordon were lonely when Thomas left the yards to run his branch line. They missed him very much. They had more work to do and had to fetch their own coaches. They didn't like that. Edward helps out with odd jobs and so did James. But then James started to grumble too. "We get no rest! We get no rest!" they all complained. But the coaches only laughed. "You're lazy and slack! You're lazy and slack!" they answered. Altogether, the engines were causing the fat controller a great deal of trouble. He gave the engines new coats of paint to cheer them up, but they still grumbled about the extra work. But one day a circus came to town, and they forgot to be cross. They all wanted to shunt the special trucks and coaches. But when it was time for the circus to leave, Gordon and Henry were jealous that James was chosen to take the train away. However, they soon forgot about the animals as they had plenty of work to do. One morning, the fat controller came to see Henry in the sheds. "Henry, something had blocked the tunnel, so I want you to take some workmen to investigate it." Henry grumbled away to find 2 trucks to carry the workmen and their tools. When he did, he grumbled sulkily away. Pushing trucks, he muttered as he made his way towards the tunnel. When they reached the tunnel, they stopped just outside. The workmen peered through it and couldn't see daylight on the other side. The workmen took their tools and went inside to clear the blockage. It was dark and quiet, but not for long. Henry jumped when he heard the workmen shout and ran out looking frightened. "We went to the block and started to dig, but it grunted and moved," they said. "Rubbish," replied the foreman crossly. "It's not rubbish, it's big and alive. We're not going in there again." "Right," sighed the foreman. "I'll ride to the van, and Henry shall push it out." "Wheesh," said Henry unhappily. He hated tunnels. He had been bricked up in one once to avoid the rain, but this was worse. Something big and alive was inside. "Peep, peep, peep," he whistled. "I don't want to go in." "Neither do I," said his driver, "but we must clear the line." "Oh dear," puffed Henry as they slowly advanced into the darkness. There was a bump, and Henry's driver shut off steam at once. Then Henry noticed that he began to move backwards. "Help! Help! We're going back!" he wailed, and slowly moving out of the daylight came Henry, then the trucks, and last of all, pushing hard and rather cross, came a large elephant. "Well, I never did," said the foreman. "It's an elephant from the circus." The elephant stopped pushing and came towards them. They gave him some sandwiches and cake, so he forgot he was cross and remembered he was hungry. He drank 3 buckets of water without stopping and was just going to drink another when Henry let off steam. The elephant jumped and squirted water all over Henry by mistake. Poor Henry. The keeper came to take the elephant away and thanked the crew and Henry for finding it. The workmen rode home happily, laughing at their adventure, but Henry was very cross. "An elephant pushed me. An elephant hooshed me." He was sulky all day and gave his coaches an uncomfortable time. That night at the shed, Henry complained bitterly to Gordon and James about elephants, and I'm sorry to say that instead of laughing and telling Henry not to be silly, they looked sad and said, You poor engine. You've been badly treated. And they went to sleep.